Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my daily video blog. This is day 20 of the blog, and around my home, we've been physically distancing for 64 days. But this vlog is one of the things that's been helping us to avoid being socially distant from the people we care about. I enjoyed seeing people yesterday on the Community of Christ Facebook page reflecting on where they're finding hope during the pandemic. I can always use a little bit of hope around here too. So if you're interested, you can share your hope sources in my comments, or go add one to the Community of Christ Facebook page if you missed that yesterday. Today's daily prayer for peace country is Sudan. You're all invited to create your own daily prayer for peace experience either today at 1 p.m. where you are using the Daily Prayer for Peace resources on seaofchrist.org, or in your own way at a time of your choosing. Maybe do a little research today about Sudan. Google it, read the Wikipedia page, click on the News tab on your Google search screen and see what's been in the news lately about Sudan. While we've all been focusing on COVID-19. May the daily prayer for peace and the country of the day expand our vision and always remind us to grow in our care for others. Today, we remember Sudan, and we remember that there's a world out there. Tiona has another book recommendation ready for us. Tiona's pulling a book off a different bookshelf today. The book is called Indian Cooking Unfolded by Raghavan Iyer, published in 2013 by Workman Publishing. Tiona says that they first read this book in 2018. I went to the library, says Tiona, to get our book club book, but obviously, when have I ever gotten just one book from the library? So I was browsing in the nonfiction section, which I didn't do very often at all until just a few years ago. I found this book and it sounded interesting. I read it a few times before we even tried any of the recipes yet. In fact, it was time to return the book. We renewed the book, the loan from the library, to try a recipe or two. We loved the recipes so much that we ended up buying our own copy. It's a good book, whether or not you're vegan, Tiona says. A few chapters have recipes that are meat specific, but most of the recipes are at least vegetarian, and many can be adapted for vegans. If you're worried about spiciness, you can always do like Dad does so Mom can enjoy it, and reduce the number of serranos. The author of the book is an Indian American from Minnesota. My favorite recipes in the book, Tiona says, include chickpea pan crepes, smoky yellow split peas, and sassy chickpeas. These ones and many others are amazing. Laura loves the coconut squash with chilies, which reminds me of the warm citrus cabbage and also the coconut spicy corn. Oh my goodness. I would agree with Tiona that this is a great cookbook. Changed my life forever. Before this book, I had never pan-popped mustard seeds or ground my own Indian spice blend. The other fun thing is that I follow the author on Instagram, and he always sends nice comments when I post pictures of his recipes from my kitchen. Okay, it's time for my daily check-in with someone from somewhere in the world that I serve in my work with Community of Christ. Yesterday, I had the chance to check in with the amazing, the wonderful, the stupendous Lisa Neudorf of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. One of the great blessings, folks, of being assigned to the Canada mission field these last few years has been getting to know Lisa. In addition to being an incredibly creative, sensitive, and competent camping and retreat specialist for the Canada West Mission Center, Lisa is the kind of person who brings and sends chocolate. If you've eaten Canadian chocolate bars thanks to Lisa, go ahead and leave a comment, and everyone will know what a generous person Lisa is. Tiona kind of made friends with Lisa hanging out around the Canada West delegation during World Conference 2019. And a few weeks later, a little care package showed up for Tiona. aero bars are Tiona's friend. That was just so nice and completely unexpected. I asked Lisa how they were doing, and she said they were okay. She observed that time is all blurred. They've been self-isolating for 2 months, a long time, but in some ways it has gone really fast. Lisa shared how blessed she feels. Her husband was hired on for a permanent teaching job just 3 days before the schools closed down. This has meant more income for them, and they've been trying hard to share their abundance with others, including with the local food bank. Lisa said, "I'm a firm believer that if we all do our part, somehow things will all work out." Lisa says she doesn't really have too many new routines for pandemic time. She was already working from home before the pandemic, but as the camping and retreat director for the Mission Center, she was feeling a bit awkward and at times even guilty as we moved through that time of great uncertainty at the beginning of the pandemic. Not knowing if camps would happen or not this summer left a lot of things on hold. She even felt like she couldn't do parts of her job while we waited. There's more clarity now. It was hard the way decisions got made, really by the province of Alberta extending their bans, and then things happened really fast. And I could tell that Lisa kind of felt bad about some of the clunkiness of the way things got communicated. But now they're super focused on alternative programming to replace summer camps and retreats. One of the first plans for a substitute online event that took shape was for the June weekend spiritual retreat that had been planned with Tony Chavala-Smith. They met with Tony and talked about how they could do it and came up with a plan. Advertising has gone out in Canada West, and because they can, they've shared the invitation with folks in Canada East too. It'll be a one-day online spiritual retreat on the 13th of June. Then Janelle Geddes approached Lisa with ideas for the youth camps. Lisa and Janelle are preparing what promise to be fabulous things in this area. Registration will take place in June. There will be local staff in different centers where participants will come from. Each registrant will receive a care package that will include, among other things, challenge cards that they'll use during their camp time, virtual camp time together. Normally, each camp organizes participants into teams that build solidarity with each other throughout the week, working on different challenges. Now, that will happen remotely, with kids accomplishing challenges, often on their own or with in their local area. But they'll win points, and the results of those points will be accumulated together, benefiting their team. One popular camp event of late that Lisa was telling me about is called Nailed It. And it's a kind of cooking competition where the kids are shown a finished dish and then have to recreate it. There are plans to have teams of kids do this via Zoom, with one person having the ingredients and another describing instructions to them over the internet. Sounds like fun. Lisa's excited about the potential to involve kids that live far away from camp and often wouldn't even be able to participate in camps at all. It's a huge mission center that covers like half the country of Canada. Lisa says in-person retreats hold a great value, but our online events will become equally important. Lisa's the kind of person who is always in her head working on ideas. She came back from her first spec experience a couple of years ago with a whole notebook of ideas. And she and Janelle are going to do amazing things for the kids this summer. This past weekend, it was fun to see Lisa posting pictures of her kids and grandkids on Facebook. They were together for Mother's Day weekend. Her daughter and her kids came over on Friday, and Lisa's teenage son was drawn out of his room as they all got to hang out together. It's the first time that some of them have been together in quite a while. Lisa remarked how wonderful it was to see the kids reconnecting during this slight reprieve in social distancing requirements in their area. As Lisa said, the joy on their faces was amazing. They have, over time, come up with some physical distancing outings, and it was fun listening to Lisa talk about coordinating with her kids' friends, family, to be able to go to Dairy Queen and make it through the drive-thru about the same time, to be able to sit nearby with the windows rolled down, but not too close, so that the kids could visit with each other. I was glad to hear that Lisa and her family are coping. And I'm overjoyed to hear the enthusiastic vision for what the summer camping program will become this year. I'm so glad Lisa and Janelle are working on that. Okay, it's about time for our big daily announcement. Now in this moment, now in this day, but the question is, what day is today? Wait for it. Today is Tuesday!
Yay, Tuesday!
Yay, Tuesday! Tuesday. That means it's one day after Monday. I hope you're all off to a good start to your week. I'm well into week 2 of our World Church Leadership and Council of 12 meetings. And in some ways, it's like all of you who've been getting savvy with your online worships and meetings. Well, we're getting pretty good at this. Our translators are amazing. We're limited to 1 French and 1 Spanish translator who have reliable enough bandwidth to handle the text, so we take breaks every 45 or 50 minutes because you can't do nonstop simultaneous language interpretation for too long by yourself. But that makes for a good way, in my opinion, to do online meetings for all of us. Always take breaks every 45 or 50 minutes. Okay. Well, I'm not going to keep you much longer than that. I'm hoping to be back again tomorrow with another What Day Is Today video blog. Again tomorrow, I'll remind you of the daily prayer for peace, country of the day. You know that Tiona will have another book recommendation, and that I will have checked in and be reporting on a check-in with another person to tell you how they're doing. By the way, Lisa said it was okay for me to put a link to the information and registration for the online spiritual retreat with Tony Chavala-Smith and the Canada West Mission Center on the 13th of June in the description. If they still have space, you would be welcome. Okay, so I'm signing off for now from my home in Independence, Missouri. Please, until tomorrow, remember to breathe.